All right, the Trailblazers here. Big Mouth is in the house. Kevin, Holland, UFC middleweight / welterweight. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, bro?
Hanging in there. Can't complain. And appreciate you taking the time out today. We were supposed to see you fight last weekend. That unfortunately did not happen. So let's just lead off with that. Can you just tell us what went on there and why you didn't fight last weekend?
So you remember the fight in Greenville, right? I hurt my shoulder in that fight. I did the therapy for that, but it's a shoulder that's always gave me a problem. You know what I mean? So it's like getting it looked at, got it looked at. They said I had some tears in there, I guess. But I mean, to me, it just felt really inflamed. You know what I mean? It just felt like it was hard to move. Ultimately, I wasn't using it during, a little week and a half of camp, 2 weeks of camp, you could say we had. And my manager was catching whiff of it. So they pulled the plug. Got to get it like officially looked at and stuff like that. But I still want to fight. You know what I mean? I want to get back in the game. I want to be active. You know what I mean? I want to put in my work so I could be in the video game. So it's like get the inflammation down, do some rehab. As soon as I can fool the doctors and fool the tests, I want to fight.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot to unpack in what you just said. And one of the things you said you still wanted to fight. So was this kind of out of your control? Did the people around you and maybe the medical professionals kind of pull the plug on this? Or did you just ultimately say, hey, I got to take some time off?
Yeah, the team, you know what I mean? The team made the right decision. They pulled me. I couldn't use my arm. So, it was like I couldn't lift it and move it. I had, you know what I mean? I didn't have any real movement in it. You know what I mean? It's like no strength, no movement in it. So they were like, nah, you can't go out there and fight with one arm. That arm's at 25%. That's not going to work. So it's annoying, but it's what needed to be done. They made the ultimate correct decision. You know what I mean? I agree with whatever they choose because, I feel like they're in charge of me and my career.
Yeah, and you mentioned how it bothered you in the Deshirko fight, and I know that was something at the time was very evident to people who watched that fight. So is this something that, how nervous are you that it's going to be a reoccurring thing? Did they kind of tell you that this is something you're going to have to deal with for a while, or what's kind of the outlook there?
Yeah, I mean, unless I do everything I'm supposed to do, right, the proper way to get it all the way taken care of. But I mean, to do that, you got to sit down for a while, and I'm not in a position to sit down. You know what I mean? The name's nowhere near where it needs to be, nor am I in my career. So it's like, do I worry about it? No. I mean, I can adjust. I can move around it. You know what I mean? It's like it's part of martial arts. You know what I mean? If somebody else feels like it's a handicap, well, then it officially is their handicap, and I will be okay. So it's like, no, I don't stress about this shoulder. It's just, you know what I mean? I got other parts I can hit you with.
Very true. And is there any type of timetable they gave you, or is it just kind of a wait and see type of thing?
I don't care what anybody says. You know what I mean? I want to fight again in 6 weeks. It's like if the UFC will book me a fight in 6 weeks, I want to fight again in 6 weeks. It's like if I can fool them in 4 weeks, I'll fight in 4 weeks. It's like I can already move it a lot better once they start putting the little needles in you, like the little acupuncture type stuff. You know what I mean? I can already move a lot better. It's like just keep going and keep getting the treatments, keep getting the inflammation down. Keep doing the rehab type things, and it's like as long as I show it's strong enough to go out there and train, I feel like I'm good enough to fight. And it's like, no, I can't wait no longer than 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I got a little flame after the fight. You know what I mean? I don't want that flame to go down. I want it to go up. Hey, Dee Rod won his fight, right? Let's talk about Dee Rod winning his fight. You know what I mean? Had to take a last second opponent, short notice. Hats off to him. But, I sent him a little message, and he said, run it. So it's like 6 weeks. Me and him got business. Let's handle it.
Were you impressed with his performance?
Yeah, I was impressed. He got the job done. Last second change on an opponent. He got the job done. He pumped the jab out there. It looked good. He chunked that left hand as hard as he could. Couldn't put the guy away. And that was a 55er, if we're not mistaken. I'm an 85er. I'm going to eat that. It'll be good.
There you go. And so welterweight's where you're going to stick?
It's where I'm going to make a mark. Like Connor once said, the skulls rattle at 45. Well, it rattles at 70. You know what I mean? I've seen it firsthand several times. You know what I mean? When I was an amateur, I got knocked out of the year at 70. Yeah.
There you go. And how was the weight cut progressing in between? There was only a few days there where you were technically in the camp for this fight, but did you get a sense of how easy or hard it's going to be for you to make that 170 mark?
I mean, no matter what, the last fight is going to suck, no matter how smart I am about it. You know what I mean? I'm already a lean guy. I'm a tall guy. It's not like I got a lot of, flab running around. You know what I mean? Right. So the last fight will always suck. But it's like I'm more interested to see how the rehydration process goes when I actually do a real weight cut with the UFC. You know what I mean? So it's like the weight cut, I'm not really too worried about. I like I said, I came into fight night at 188 pounds. After I got done sweating, I was 185. I went home and ate some sushi, shot back up to 192, got back to working out, and I was walking around again at 186. So it's like, you know, the Friday that Friday before the official, what would have been official weigh-ins, I was 185 pounds. So I was like, I can do 85 again. You know what I mean? So I was literally a short hair away from 70, and I was exactly where the PI told me to be at to make weight. So, you know, I'm happy with it.
Right on. And part of the reason that this whole welterweight conversation came together was your call out of Mickey Gall in that fight. I know you said you want Rodriguez next. Is the Gall fight kind of on the back burner for now? Is that something you're not really looking at anymore?
Gall won't take the fight. Let's be real here. Gall won't take that fight. Gall don't want this. Gall don't want that smoke. He don't smoke. He don't want this. Yeah.
Did the UFC look into that fight at all for this card this past weekend?
I mean, that was the fight that was really supposed to happen. You know what I mean? I didn't call out Gall for no reason, but you know, Disney is closed, so there is no Mickey Mouse.
There you go. And so just to get it straight, like if the UFC were to come to you tomorrow and offer you a fight, a full camp, you know, a month or so from now, would you take it?
A month or so from now, yeah. Yeah, if it stays within the 6 weeks, yes, I'm on it. I'm on it. Look, the way I look at it like this is this camp just revolves around rehab and doing things really, really slow. That way I don't, you know what I mean, re-irritate things and make it worse. That's what this fight camp would be. I mean, let's be real. There's not that many more skills you're going to put together in a couple weeks anyways. So book me somebody. You know what I mean? Dee Rod won his fight. I said I needed a couple extra weeks. I originally asked for a couple extra weeks before fighting on the 30th. You know what I mean? But it's like, just give me Dee Rod. You know what I mean? Let him get a chance to make 2 checks the way I was going to get a chance to make 2 checks. Let me smoke him.
Let's end this interview on one fun question I've been kind of curious about. You've kept the Trailblazer nickname, but the Big Mouth thing seems to be where it's very promotable. You've used it on social media. So have you considered at all ever changing your nickname to that?
You know what? You don't choose your nickname. Your nickname is chosen for you. Trailblazer was chosen way before Big Mouth was. I like Big Mouth, though. But it was. I honestly believe it was a one-night thing that Dana White said. If he says it again, then maybe we change it. You know what I mean? If the big man says run with it, we run with it. That's how we do that.
There you go, man. Well, I appreciate the time and, you know, good luck with recovery and everything. And hopefully we see you back soon, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, boss. I appreciate you.